What's next for Brock Lesnar? This is a series where I talk about potential feuds and opportunities for WWE superstars with veterans like Brock Lesnar or young guys like Bron Breakker. If you guys haven't seen my Bron Breakker video, make sure you guys check that one out. It was a good discussion. But today we're talking about Brock Lesnar. And in recent news, Brock Lesnar has been mentioned a few times on WWE television. The last step of getting Brock Lesnar back in the WWE is clearing him through legal and making sure he's okay, making sure he's clean. If so, then it'll be exciting to have him back, because let's be real, Brock Lesnar has been incredible in both of his WWE runs, but most especially the second one. So today we're talking Brock Lesnar, but I am just talking about Brock Lesnar the wrestler. I am not going to talk about or speculate anything that has happened outside of the wrestling ring. We're talking about the WWE superstar, the next big thing, the whatever you want to call him, the beast incarnate Brock Lesnar. I don't know about you guys, his most recent run with the WWE is my favorite. I really enjoy this gimmick. He seems more comfortable and more relaxed than ever. He's also still moving at a crazy rate for his age. He's getting up there in age, and the guy's body has been through a lot. He's literally been in the WWE twice. He's been in the UFC. This guy has been through some things, and he can still move. His most recent feud with Cody Rhodes showed me that he's still got it. So today, we're going to talk about some potential feuds for Brock Lesnar as he pretty much closes out his career. Now, one thing I have to mention, depending on how his legal problems get figured out, I don't see the WWE putting a title on Brock Lesnar for the rest of his career, and he honestly doesn't need it. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer. Again, if he's clean, if he's okay, he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. He is incredible. He doesn't need to add anything else to his resume. He's got so much already. Would I like to see him as champion? Sure. I think he's definitely still a believable champion. I think he could definitely still have some great feuds, and that's what we're going to talk about today. But again, I don't see him winning any of these title shots that I'm going to name soon. The first feud I'll discuss is the most obvious one, is a feud with Gunther. We all want it to happen. Imagine how epic a match between Brock Lesnar and the current version of Gunther could be. It would be incredible. It was actually quote unquote supposed to happen this year at WrestleMania, but obviously we know what happened, so that didn't end up happening, but I could expect that to be a feud ASAP, as soon as possible. If Gunther does win the World Heavyweight Championship at SummerSlam, I could see Brock Lesnar coming out at the end like he does, surprise entrance, surprise return, and he will be Gunther's next foe. It would be a great feud, and it might be the first time we see Gunther actually get manhandled, because Brock Lesnar can manhandle anybody, and that shouldn't be like a diss. That shouldn't make Gunther look weak. It's Brock Lesnar. It's believable. It's gonna happen. Now, here's another feud I love to speculate on. How about a feud with Chad Gable? So we all hear the comparisons with Chad Gable and Kurt Angle, and we know that maybe down the road Kurt Angle might come as a manager for Chad Gable. That would be great. But if Chad Gable really is the second coming of Kurt Angle, of Perk Angle, then how about a feud for Brock Lesnar? How cool would that be? It would be fun, and it would be a nostalgic throwback to the feud, the infamous feud between Kurt Angle and Brock Lesnar that they had way back in the day. And especially if Kurt Angle is involved with this, and if Brock Lesnar wants to find himself a protege or something like Bron Breakker or whatever, this could be an epic feud. I would love to see that. Imagine Chad Gable and Brock Lesnar with Kurt Angle in Chad Gable's corner. That would be amazing. Now, speaking of things Brock Lesnar was planned for, apparently word on the street was that Brock Lesnar was supposed to be in the Rumble this year and was supposed to get eliminated by Dominic Mysterio. I heard that. I don't know how true that is, but apparently it was a thing. There was supposed to be a Dominic Mysterio and Brock Lesnar feud at some point. I don't know why they would do that. I guess there's a little bit of history there with Eddie and Ray, but that is an interesting feud. If they want to bring that back, I don't know where they were going with it, but if they want to bring that back, I guess that'd be funny. So let's talk a feud with Cody Rhodes and a title shot for Cody Rhodes. Brock Lesnar's most recent feud in the WWE was with Cody Rhodes. They went 3 times. I believe it was 3 back-to-back pay-per-views, if not very close. They had 3 banger matches that I really enjoyed, and it really was a respect moment between Brock and Cody, and it was kind of random. It happened out of nowhere. There was no reason as to why. We never got an explanation. It just happened and he moved on. But what if the story was that Brock was getting Cody ready to hold the title? Now that he's got the title, Brock wants a little bit of an IOU and wants a title shot at Cody. There's a great amount of history there, even though it was kind of random, but I feel like I like that story, and seeing Cody and Brock go at it one more time could be great. Speaking of running back a feud, how about a feud with Randy Orton? Man, I feel like Brock Lesnar and Randy Orton's feud was personal. We remember the match where Brock Lesnar was clobbering into Randy Orton, made him bleed, and cut the match early. It was a very scary moment. I do not recommend going back and watching that. I do not like watching watching it. I still don't know to this day if that was planned or not, but that was crazy, and I loved their feud. Randy and Paul Heyman have some great chemistry, and then Randy and Brock can just work so well together. They're both at a cool stage in their career where they still got it, they can still deliver, and they're still super respectable. I'd love to see Brock and Randy go at it one more time. I also mentioned proteges earlier. Now I'll say this, I don't know if there will ever be a comparison for Brock Lesnar. He is one of a kind, a freak athlete, but what's the closest next best thing? Probably Bron Breakker, right? I don't know if he should necessarily feud with Bron Breakker. I don't know how that would go, unless maybe Paul Heyman was in Bron Breakker's corner and wanted to make him the next Brock Lesnar, and then there's a great story there. But if it's just Bron and Brock, I'm not sure how interesting that'll be. It'll obviously be like a fun, manhandle and meat show, pause, but that could be something. I think if Paul Heyman's involved though, that could be great, and it's obviously going to be a nice passing of the torch from Mr. Brock Lesnar to Bron Breakker, and that would be awesome. But let's say that happens and Brock Lesnar does pass that torch. What should be Brock Lesnar's retirement match? What should be Brock Lesnar's final match? Well, in a perfect world, it'd be a guy like Kurt Angle or The Undertaker or John Cena, but obviously Kurt and Undertaker, that's not going to happen. But John Cena is possible as a retirement match. But let's be real, as much as we've had this match before, who else should retire Brock Lesnar than Roman Reigns? I mean, they went at it for literal years. We've had so many matches, so many main events of Brock and Roman. But let's be real, man. As bad as it felt and as annoying as it may have been for some of us in the moment, looking back, it's an epic feud. It is a real epic feud. Paul Heyman was a Roman Reigns guy and a Brock Lesnar guy. They went at it for years in different stages of their careers. It was awesome. And what better way? Who better to put out Brock and to lay him down than Roman Reigns? And the best part is there won't be a championship involved unless like Brock has it, for example, because then Roman can go for Brock, and that's totally fair. But that would be a fun retirement match. Let me know what you guys think. Who should retire Brock Lesnar in his final match in the WWE? But at the end of the day, he's won a bunch of world championships. He's been the King of the Ring winner, Money in the Bank, Royal Rumbles. What else does Brock Lesnar have to feud? He just needs to come back for one final run, have some epic feuds with, again, guys like Gunther, Chad Gable, Cody Rhodes, Bron Breakker, Roman Reigns again, and kind of ride off into the sunset. But Brock Lesnar has had an illustrious Hall of Fame career. First ballot, no discussion, unless the legal stuff, but that's another thing. I can't wait for him to come back. He's so exciting. That pop that he gets every time is great. If I had to guess, I do think Gunther wins the championship at SummerSlam and that Brock Lesnar surprises at the end. That's my guess. But let me know in the comments down below, what's next for Brock Lesnar? Who should he feud with? Should he have a title run? Who should retire him? Let me know in the comments what you guys think. That was this week's episode of What's Next. If you guys haven't seen What's Next for Bron Breakker, make sure you guys check that one out. We got these episodes coming out every week. Hopefully you guys enjoy, and I'll see you guys in the next one.